Hello guys, welcome to the first goblin time of the new apartment. Welcome to my abode. It is Sunday afternoon, it's 1:51 p.m. My roommate and I had a very slow morning. We made breakfast. She made grilled bacon and cheese sandwiches and I baked up some medallioned sweet potatoes. And she had some coffee. She drinks coffee. She drinks like 2 cups of black coffee every day. She's like a superhuman. I don't understand it. I can't do caffeine anymore. I have to get off caffeine permanently. It completely fucks with my anxiety to a ridiculous degree. Like every day when I'm at work and I'm like, I really shouldn't, but I'm gonna have some Earl Grey or some other black tea or something with caffeine in it, or green tea, which is my favorite tea. Like 2 hours later, I'll be like super anxious and just like low level terrified. You know, you can kind of like feel anxiety like bubbling up in your upper chest. Like you're just kind of like on high alert all the time. That's how I start feeling. And I'm like, oh, why am I like terrified? Nothing's going on. Why do I like not like feel good? And it's because of caffeine. I can't do it. And it doesn't even give me energy. It's never given me energy, actually. When I was like an earlier adult, like when I was around like 19 or 20, and I had coffee, it would mess with my stomach to a ridiculous degree. And I don't really think we need to like elaborate on that. But now it doesn't really like do anything to my stomach. It just makes me feel bad. Like it makes me super anxious and nervous. Sorry. I had peppermint tea instead. But it sucks because every morning at work, at my desk, I'll have like a cup of tea with a little bit of vanilla almond milk, vanilla unsweetened, and 1 or 2 Belvita biscuits, little like digestive biscuit for your nerves. I love them. They're really great if you're like me and like I'm never very hungry in the morning, but I need to eat in the morning. So they're not like a meal, they're not like a big thing, and they're also not like as unhealthy as a bagel would be or a croissant or some such. They're really convenient. I just keep them on the shelf by my desk and I just dip it into my tea. It's great. I love them. They're a fantastic breakfast, but I don't know, like I like a sort of like maltier tea with my biscuits. That's why I like an Earl Grey or a chai or an English breakfast, perhaps even an Irish breakfast, you know? And those have caffeine in them, so what am I gonna do? This is water with lemon juice. So it's basically a deconstructed lemonade. It's just, there's no sugar in it because I don't like really sugary drinks, but I like the taste of lemon. Guys, Jaclyn Cosmetics. I should do makeup. Okay. I will. I'll do a little bit of makeup. I'll do a tiny. I'll show you the makeup that I've been doing like every day before work. I actually am in the process of editing a Get Ready With Me yesterday that I filmed. I completely reversed the order of the clauses in that sentence in my head. I filmed a Get Ready With Me yesterday about sort of a life update, how I've changed my makeup organization while I've been in this new space. So you can watch that video for a little like vloggy bit where I like actually show the makeup. But I basically, long story short, have all my palettes laid out in front of me. My desk is in front of a windowsill that's a little bit raised above me. So they're all lined up there. And now it's sort of like I can go in, pick something, and it's like, oh, beauty, you know? And it's way more convenient because now it's way more convenient and more conducive to me actually using my makeup, my eyeshadows to be specific. Because they're out in front of me, they're not in a drawer that I have to like reach down and get, you know? It's a lot better. How do I start? Done a little bit of Urban Decay Primer Potion. Jaclyn Cosmetics. Man. Bennett asked me a question. What do I think about the Jaclyn Cosmetics lipsticks being manufactured by Morphe? I mean, I don't know much about that. Like, here's the thing. I've not watched many videos about this topic. I've been seeing everything go down on Twitter. I watched that girl Shay's video, which she went off, my guy. I've never seen someone so pissed off about makeup. That was the most righteous anger I've like ever seen in a beauty video. It was kind of lit, to be honest. I like almost subscribed because of it. But she was mad And I think she has a right to be mad. These are, pardon my French, but these lipsticks are fucking weird. Like, I'm very, like, I was trying to speculate on Twitter. I was like, oh, I mean, like, shea butter can get really weird based on temperature, and there's a good amount of shea butter in these lipsticks. I don't have any experience with mango butter, but it might be the same. There are some butters and some, like, moisturizing agents that can get a little chunky if they're not completely emulsified, which would be a formula issue. But I was reading through Marlene Estelle's take on this. She went off. She should go off. People have been disrespecting Marlena for quite a while. And also I just watched Raw Beauty Christie's video on the topic, and she actually like cut them apart and had a microscope going. And it looked like they were like these weird little like metal pieces in them, like actual little beads. It was very strange. The perspective of the shot she was using looked like they maybe could be air bubbles, but they were like dark. It was so weird. It looks like just like random factory debris that got into these lipsticks because the little fibers were like embedded in them. And like Jacqueline was tweeting out like, oh, it's because of these darn gloves we were using. We actually switched gloves 2 days ago because of this. They were shedding all over the lipsticks. I'm so sorry. And people were like, huh? First of all, what kind of, were you using like winter, like outside gloves? Like, did you go to Bloomingdale's and get a set of like, I don't know, like fur gloves? What do you mean they were shedding? I have nitrile exam gloves. I use them when I like clean my house. And also I used to teach science to middle schoolers, so I'd have like exam gloves for kids to use during experiments. They don't shed. They might have like a little bit of dust on them. Maybe like a little bit of like a powderiness, but it's not fiber. They don't shed. And she tweeted like, oh, they're not hair, it's fiber. It's like, we know it's not hair, Jacqueline. Nobody's hair from their head looks like this. We know it's a little fiber. The question is not necessarily what it is, but why the fuck is it in this lipstick that I paid $18 for? How the fuck is the component better quality than the actual product itself? Like, fucking, huh? I'm actually in the middle of watching my friend Hannah Smoky Glow's video about the topic right now, which actually came out like, I think 3 hours before Raw Beauty Christie's video. Bang on timing there, Hannah. But like, dude, this is wild. But the manufactured by Morphe thing, it doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't surprise me at all. I haven't watched videos speaking directly to that point. I Googled Jacqueline Cosmetics manufactured by Morphe, and the top results are 3 different Tea by Ali videos that were all uploaded within the past like week or so. And one of them is 2 minutes and 45 seconds. One of them is 13 minutes and 52 seconds. One of them is 20 minutes. Like, I'm not gonna sit here for 36 minutes and watch one person talk about Jaclyn Hill. I'm just not really invested enough to do that. I'm not making a video about this topic beyond talking about it to you guys on Patreon. Not to say that I don't care about you and don't want to do research for you, but like, you know what I mean. So I'm not going to really dive deep into any of that. I think it makes perfect sense that Morphe, at the very least, has a part in Jaclyn Cosmetics. I think that just makes sense considering the history Morphe has with Jaclyn. The only thing that I can think of right now as a person who has done no research that would speak against that, or even if it is true, just sort of like kind of makes me like cock my head in confusion like a Samoyed. Morphe has bullet lipsticks. They've had them for quite a while. I know like Nikita Dragon came out with a little set of them. That was like a year ago or more. And I've never heard anybody complain about Morphe's bullet lipsticks. I've heard about people complaining about other Morphe releases, obviously, but never their bullet lipsticks, which maybe people have and I just never saw it because obviously there are more other Morphe products that are bigger lightning rods for conversation and criticism. But I've never heard it. So if these lipsticks from Jaclyn are manufactured by Morphe, it stands to reason that maybe Morphe is like setting Jaclyn up shop in like a lower rent facility with more lax sanitation rules, which is pretty fucked up, dude, considering all the money Jacqueline has made Morphe for Morphe to be like, oh, you want to make your own brand? Sure, yeah, we can help you out. Oh, this facility that we use for our lunches? No, honey. Sweetie, no, that's actually like not what you really want to do. This one down the road though, we love this one. Why haven't we used it in a couple years? Because we only use it for lunches that we really care about. So that's why it's so dusty and no one's there and it's like everything's dirty. Because we only use it on like super special occasions, Jackie. Come on down. Yeah, no, come here. Yeah, bring your gloves too. Like, you know, that's all obviously complete and utter goddamn speculation, but I feel like it's plausible. I'm gonna go into the It's My Rare Ray Volume 2 palette. What I've been doing every day for work is I've literally just taking one shadow and putting it all over my lid. And I've been trying to think like, oh, how can I do a really neutral look for work without using like a shimmer shadow and doing a whole thing? Girl, I just take a dark brown, this one right here. This is the shade Bark. The girl right in the center. I don't want something too orange. I just put it on my lid. It's really simple. I use a flat brush from Morphe, but like, I love it. It's really easy and subtle, but it does define my lid in this really like romantic way that I quite enjoy. See that difference? I like that. It's so simple, but I love it. Okay. Yeah, if these lipsticks are manufactured by Morphe, I am not surprised. Also, Bennett asked if we could see Orly, who was my roommate's dog. No, because she's not here. She and Ivana, my roommate, went to go to a flea market and I stayed home to do laundry and to do internet stuff. And I'm doing internet stuff right now. I'm sorry. I will bring her into a video at some point, but the circumstances have just not really worked out. But she is here, she is real, you can see her on Instagram. Okay, Florine Trowin, if I mispronounce your name, let me know, my good friend. Can you talk about the influx of PR you've had and how it affected your mindset about your collection? You seemed slightly overwhelmed in the singles video and I wanted to know how you plan to deal with stuff if more comes in the future. I was a bit overwhelmed in the singles video and definitely I think that was because it was a couple reasons. I hadn't sat down to actually count how many makeup palettes I had. I think I thought, I was like, oh, I have like 11, because I counted, I don't know, like a year ago, before I bought more, before I got PR and gifts from my friends Hannah and Georgia. And I sort of had this vague number in my head that wasn't actually accurate. And sort of like when you're like, I think I know how much I weigh, and then you get on a scale and you're like, oh God, I was wrong. It's kind of like that. And also I was like about a day out from moving. So I was already pretty frenetic and frenzied and feral. So that definitely also escalated the stress I was feeling in that video. But I actually did go on a little bit of a tangent about PR in the video that's going up when I finish editing it, the Get Ready With Me life update. Basically, it's not like, I talked about my specific thoughts on Tarte and not necessarily my thoughts in general about all PR. Basically, I want to sort of like narrow my doors to PR right now. I'm comfortable I canceled my Octoly account. That's something I did that I meant to talk about in the video yesterday that I didn't. Frick, I'll talk about it here. I canceled Octoly. I talked about it on Twitter, but it literally was not, okay. Let me give you a more concrete answer and then we'll get into Octoly, because like I do want to rant about it a little smidgen. It's fine. But more in. So I want to narrow my doors to PR a little bit. I'm comfortable receiving things from brands I've already received things from and already have a bit of a relationship with, which as it stands right now are Midas Cosmetics and Tarte. But I don't know, unless I'm like really invested in trying something, if a brand reaches out to me and is like, hey, can we send you PR? I'm not going to say yes. A brand that I think I talked about in a product releases video a couple months ago reached out on Instagram, and I actually don't think I said anything, which is bad, but, you know, because it's an indie brand. I don't want to seem to brands like I'm this like easily swayed person, you know, because I talk about like, oh, I don't want to like have too big of a collection, but then like I get PR anyway. So I mean, like, I feel like it stands to reason that some brands could be like, oh, I see. So she cultivates this attitude of having a smaller collection and being a smart consumer, but like we can still send her PR. She'll just be self-deprecating about it, but she'll still take it. Like, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to do that. And I also want to use more of what I have. And I'm kind of, I don't know. It's a tough thing to figure out how to say no to brands because you don't, like, I get now why people like Nicole Concilio and whatnot have been like, yeah, I'm just gonna say whatever I need to say to stay on this PR list. Because it does feel like you might be potentially closing a door if you're like too curt with a brand, but you kind of have to be. It's like, sis, I'm flattered, but I like don't want this. I'm sorry, I don't want this right now. I might not want it ever. You have to be okay with that. And if you punish me for that, I mean, that's you kind of being a bitch, you know? It's tough, it's weird. Do I think my collection right now is too large? For a person, yes. For a YouTuber, no. I think it's a very good size for someone who does beauty videos. And I'm in a really lucky position where I don't do like product reviews, really. I do them occasionally, but they're not really my thing. I don't dislike doing reviews. They're just like a lot of work. And unless people are really, really interested in buying the thing you're reviewing, excuse me, they don't really do that well. So I'm not like super invested in them. I'm very comfortable doing like Get Ready With Me is using something people have asked me to review though, which I did yesterday with the Tarte Lit It Rainbow palette in my Get Ready With Me that I'm editing right now. So that's not an issue for me. I just mean like dedicated reviews that is just about talking about this one product. That's not my gig. If it was my gig, then I would probably be a lot more open to receiving PR. I definitely would be. If I largely did releases or first impressions videos, I probably would have to find some way to allow my anxiety about having too big of a collection and my anxiety about not being the first person to make a video about something, I would have to find some way for those to coexist peacefully. But because I don't need to worry about being the first person to talk about something, I don't really need to worry about like making sure I get PR, but making sure it's not too much PR. Like if I stopped getting PR at all, I would be fine, you know? I don't think that's going to happen, but I would be fine. There was a post that ColourPop made on their Instagram a couple days ago that's like tag an influencer below 50K. And a couple people tagged me, which I'm very flattered by, but it made me think like, oh, Jesus Christ, what if I get put on ColourPop's PR list? I think I would have to email them. It's like, hey, can you just send me like every third launch so I'm not getting a package every single day? Thanks, CP. It would be entirely ridiculously overwhelming. Sorry. That's kind of my thoughts on PR right now. I'm not doing a closed door policy or an open door policy. We'll call it a cracked door policy. Sort of like a low buy, but for PR. Speaking of which, I think I need to go on one. I don't like the phrase low buy. I don't know, I feel like it's almost like too vague and too permissive. I think I would rather just call it, I'm only gonna buy stuff when I really, really, really want to get it. You know, like, I don't know. I've never like said I'm going on a low buy. I've only done no buys, and I'm pretty good at sticking to the 2 or 3 no buys I've done in the past year or so. But, you know, that's how I feel. I hope that answered your question accurately. Oh, snap. It's Spooky Dick 666. Oh! Hey sis, this. What's your favorite Amelia fart video? Also, can we have a group laugh at the Jaclyn Hill selling expired makeup thing? I love Amelia Fart so much, and I really hope Trisha Paytas does not break her heart. Anyway, my favorite Amelia Fart video. I really like the confessions from insert location here video because they're very funny and they let her be sort of like wild. She's been doing a lot more serious videos lately, which I really respect. I like that she's like so upfront about her feelings and emotions. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, it's a serious video, oh, skip. Like, I like to hear what she has to say about stuff. I loved her birthday video when she was talking about turning 29, and she got really, really deep and real and talked about her dad. I also have a deceased father, so I really identify with her whenever she talks about her dad. And she kind of has to deal with this situation that I personally find horrifying, which is a parent passing away when you're already an adult. I almost feel a bit lucky that my dad died when I was only 9 because I wasn't like this dude, my biggest fear imaginable is my mom dying. Like, you know, it's just, you know what I don't know if you know what I mean. I might elaborate on this if I do another video on Father's Day, which I don't think I will. But like, I really appreciate when she does that. And when she does the super deep in-depth feeling related videos and she cries, I'm crying. And then at the end, there's a pause and she does I'm just like, it's gonna be okay, isn't it? And it is. I liked the video where she was standing outside a cemetery with a candelabra and ordered an Uber Eats a pizza to her location. I don't really like the videos where she like does goofy stuff in public just because I get a lot of like secondhand anxiety from those. Like she did one where she dyed her hair blue in a library and I was just like, you're bothering people. Like I just got very like, I get very prickly about those. I don't even like man on the street style videos when other YouTubers do them. I'm like, stop bothering strangers. I hate when people are inconvenienced by things. I love Amelia Fart though. I love her so much. Dude, Jaclyn Hill, like, if you haven't seen Raw Beauty Christie's video, please watch it. It's gross, man. Under the microscope, ugh. They look so weird. I've had lipsticks have like air pockets in them before and like wax bloom. I haven't ever seen anything like this before, man. I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know how it is. I don't know. Was there no process to remove air bubbles from these lipsticks? All right, moped. There's so many. It's so weird. Do I have any bullet lipsticks I can like look at so we can talk about this? Let's see. This one is from Essence. This is one that I made. Never mind. Here's the one from Essence that I didn't make. It's got a little bit of wax bloom on it. It's not really a big deal. It's got a little bump in there, but like not anything like what I've never seen anything like what I'm seeing with Jaclyn's lipsticks. This one's from Too Faced. This one's a lot more emollient, so maybe it's like more liable for weird shit. No, there's not really any weird shit. I don't see any weird shit on this. There's like inconsistency in the back from being like drawn up and down. But like, I keep saying, I've never seen anything on this scale. This is so bizarre. I'm looking at a Milani lipstick now. This one has like a little bit of, you see there's like a little bit of texture, but like, I've never felt a lipstick rough on my lips. I've never had anything scratched. This is a little bit, I'm a little bit too close. A little bit unprecedented, man, I gotta say. I think I'm gonna do mascara last. I'm gonna do cheek stuff now. But what cheek stuff? Let's go. We have fewer questions this time, so it's gonna be a shorter video. It's okay though. Melissa Silsby, hello favorite last name. You've talked about your current favorite shows. What are your all-time faves? What are your favorite genres? For drama, I'm rewatching Deadwood and The Wire right now before we turn off HBO until something else epic airs. That's very fair. I tried to watch Breaking Bad, but I can never get past season 4 without being immensely bored. How do you feel about Community and Parks and Rec? Probably my favorite comedies. Futurama, Bob's Burgers, Archer, animated faves. Oh man. All-time favorite shows. For dramas, I loved Mad Men. I would rewatch Mad Men. I think it's fantastic. I think it's really well done. Matt Weiner absolutely fucking slapped on that show, dude. Maybe he snapped. No, he definitely snapped. Sorry. I'm gonna use The Balm In-Stain Blush in the shade Toile. This is a really hard question. To answer the Community and Parks and Rec questions, I love both of those shows. I haven't seen all of either of them. Like the big popular comedies, Parks and Rec, The Office, 30 Rock, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Community, that are all like made by the same people. I've never seen all of any of those shows. I don't know why. I just sort of like drop in whenever I'm like bored or on a plane or something. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine right now. I'll watch like 4 episodes of 30 Rock in a row from like 2007. I don't care. Or whenever that show started airing. I love The Good Place. I haven't watched the newest season. I need to get on that. But I think that show's amazing, dude. I love Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I feel like I've talked about this in both my YouTube channel and here before, but if you have never watched Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, starring Rachel Bloom, the patron saint of my life, because it has that title, the title is ironic. It's on purpose. It's not genuine. It's such a good show. If you hate musicals, you won't like it, but like, I got Smoky Glow on it and she loves it now, so I'm very powerful. This blush is so strong. Oh, Jesus Christ. What have I done? Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Animated shows. That's something I take very seriously. I love Futurama, but I often forget about it and I haven't seen the whole thing. Bob's Burgers is always good for just like when I need to relax and watch something. I love Archer, but I haven't watched the past couple of seasons, so I don't really know what's going on in the show. Because when I was watching it, the what? We're not talking about that at all. The Archer Dreamland season wasn't on Netflix or Hulu, so I had to like watch it on other sources, and I couldn't ever get like consistent good quality episodes. So I was like, I'm just gonna wait until this is on Netflix and then I'll pick up later. And I never picked up, but I will, because I love Archer. I loved Tuca and Birdie. I love Big Mouth. I love everything Nick Kroll does. I'm so upset about Kroll Show, and I will forever be upset about Kroll Show. I really love sketch comedy. I love Kroll Show. I like SNL. I loved Mad TV. I loved Whitest Kids You Know. That's an obscure one. I loved I Think You Should Leave. I think it's really funny. It's on Netflix right now. I would give it a shot if I were you. If you like Tim and Eric humor, but not to that same level of like absurdism. It's sort of like Tim and Eric Andre mixed with like a little bit of Lonely Island, but like, and it's like, I don't know if that's the best way to describe it. It's funny. I would watch it if I were you. Dude, I love comedy. I love stand-up comedians. What else do I watch? For dramas, I don't, like, aside from Mad Men and Game of Thrones, I think those are the only 2 shows I've ever watched all the way through to their ending. I never do that. Yeah, if I think of another show, I will. I love Drunk History. That's another show I adore. I want to be on Drunk History. I want to be on Drunk History and talk about the Byzantine Emperor Theodora. She was badass. I love her. Okay. I put on some blush. Let's put on some highlighter. But what highlighter? God, I'm so unprepared. I think I'm going to use my LA Girl Strobe Light Powder in 20 watt. I really want to pan this. I'm nowhere close to doing it. I accidentally bought 2 of these the last time I bought this one. And I still have the other one. It's in here in my little like glass box I keep my mirror on top of. It's still sealed up. I don't know what to do with it because I love this highlighter, but like this is a lot of highlight to get through. But we'll get there someday. Leah asked, how'd your move go? Feeling settled yet? I would say so. It's been exactly a week and a day since we moved in. And I think that I'm like getting into my routine. The week at work, last week at work was super slow. Like it felt like the week just went on forever. And I think it's because I'm not into my like autopilot routine in this apartment yet. Like everything I'm doing, I have to do with a little bit more intention and everything feels a little bit more like I have to think about it because I'm in a new environment and I'm not in the same rhythm that I was in my old apartment. And there's another person here. So like that also makes things go a little bit slower because it's sort of like every night I dedicate, or every night sort of has the same mental energy that it has when I like am going to go hang out with a friend. Like it never really feels like I'm just coming home to like be by myself. It's not like I don't feel like I can veg out with my roommate. She's an extremely close friend of mine. But it's just like, it feels different. And it's not a bad different at all. I really like living with someone else, actually. There's a bit of like, I don't know, it's like lonely living by yourself. It's lonely and it's scary and it's expensive. So this is a great fit for me. And I goddamn love my room. If I see that, how much of this can we see? Should I pan? I did this in the other video, but that hasn't happened yet. This is like not a great indication of the room, but it's a lot bigger than my past room, which I am a huge fan of because I like having space and it gives me a lot more space to film. Dido was robbed. How are you feeling in the new space? I just freaking elaborated on that. I hope it's got good energy and that you're having fun. The pup looks so cute, by the way. Your Twitter has become even more fun. Thank you. It is good energy. I feel like we're both the type of people that if there's any sort of issue, we like will bring it up with each other and not just sort of like let it fester for months. I have two other friends that live together and they are kind of like that. Like they will sort of like not tell each other when someone has done something that bothers the other person. The other person. And I think it's led to a lot of resentment in their relationship. And I don't want to go through that here. I don't know what to do. I feel like I always do glossy. I'm gonna do like a nude cream lipstick. That is the move, that's the wave, and I know which one I want, but I can't find it. There it is. I'm gonna use the Ulta Beauty Matte Lip Crayon in the shade Cheers. But it's been really nice. It's been really fun. Yesterday, and by yesterday I mean last night, after we had dinner, we were sitting on our couch and we were in our pajamas with the dog between us eating popsicles. And we were each on our phone on the Am I the Asshole subreddit, just like scrolling through and reading posts out to each other and like commenting like, was this person the asshole? Are they right? It was like really fun. And there were some wild ones. If you've never read that subreddit, I know we all are aware of Reddit here because of Beauty Guru Chatter. Like, Reddit is such a treasure trove of a website. It has terrible parts and amazing parts, just like every other website. And Am I the Asshole is one of, I think, the best subs on it. It's just absolutely wild. For a while, I was reading Am I the Asshole and she was reading our relationships. And we were just like, oh my God, everyone around us is like, everything is absolutely goofy as hell. So that was fun. I'm gonna do mascara off camera, and actually that's all of the questions, so I might like get all tangential about other stuff, but like I'll see you in a second. Hey, sorry, I'm midway through mascara and I just had a thought about Jaclyn Cosmetics because I'm watching Smokey Glow's video and she's getting to the bit about like originally because she's a fan of Jaclyn, she thought maybe people were exaggerating, and I'm like, I totally get that. And now she's obviously going on and being like, no, they're not exaggerating, this is like actually bad. And I'm just thinking like, yeah, what the fuck would anybody stand to gain from lying on Jaclyn about this? Because if you think about it, first of all, people who love Jaclyn, like her stans, who are gonna love everything she does and defend her regardless, are gonna come down your throat and ruin your mentions and insult you like that happened to that Veronica girl. And people who hate Jaclyn are gonna say, bro, you look like a fucking clown, because you've seen how irresponsible and dishonest she's been in the past, and you still paid her money for these goofy looking lipsticks. You look like Boo Boo the Fool. So like, nobody really has anything to gain from lying about this, you know? Like, no one looks like noble for having like messed up lipsticks. It's just unfortunate. So I just thought that was like, yeah, I think this is a real problem. I don't think anyone's lying, because what would the purpose of lying about this even be? Okay, that's the look. This was definitely a shorter episode, but like, you know, sometimes we just need something a little bit more bite-sized, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, long story short is, there are a lot of places to get nude lipsticks, y'all. A lot of places that won't charge you 18 bucks plus shipping for them, and they come completely hairlessly. My personal favorite nude bullet lipsticks are Milani's Matte Beauty, which I think is number 69. That's like 10 bucks. They're getting more, I think maybe like 8, 9 or 10. They're getting more expensive. The Ulta Beauty one I'm wearing in the shade Cheers is pretty awesome. What are some other nude bullet lipsticks I have? Do I have any other ones? I keep my collection of nudes rather small because there's a lot that does not really fit with my lip color. I think those are my only like go-to nude bullets or cream lipsticks right now. Yeah, this is the look. Should I double spritz? I'm not really going anywhere right now, so I'm not really gonna put on perfume. But I will put on setting spritz, setting spray. This is the Milani Make It Last. I wish this bottle was a bit larger, but I like this one a lot. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for being patrons. I hope you enjoyed this and all other goblin times, and I will see you later. Bye.